What's going on, guys? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Um, just reading some of the stuff here from some of our students. Some cool stuff I'm looking at. How are we all doing? It's only going to be a short stream today, guys, because obviously we're getting on in the day. I just want to jump on for the daily live stream, see how everyone's doing, see how the markets are treating everyone. So we had a pretty decent move on Euro NZD this afternoon. After we ran the major high here, we had a really nice area put in, but pricing didn't pull back, unfortunately. The trade from yesterday ran so clean, and then it came all the way back up, took the high out, which is highlighted here, this high. Yeah, there you go. These two highs taken out. See the area? Price is not pulling back to there. It's not pulling back to there, but the logic and the principles still work the same, which obviously is great. Yo, what's going on, Akram? Void, how you doing? Hope you're well. Great work, by the way. Great work in the Discord. I will respond to your messages and stuff. I've just been very busy this morning helping develop. Well, I say helping develop. Being in a call with my co-owner who's developing the indicator further than it has been already. So getting it built in nicely to what we need it, because it's going to integrate into the bot and everything like that. So be really good. So the way that we're headed, it looks like the trading system that we use here is going to be fully automated into a bot, hopefully just as we come into the new year. So really good stuff. Funny story yesterday, Nvidia earnings, I was with a friend and asked what I do for a living. I say I'm a delivery man. I deliver things to prices. That's good. That's good. It always reminds me when everyone says that, when anyone says they're a delivery, they do delivery. It always reminds me of that Shrek where he's like, I'm not a mail boy, or I'm not a messenger or something, and he goes, I'm a delivery boy. I'm a delivery boy. Yeah, this didn't work out. So yesterday we took this one. Our stop loss was just a little bit lower. Took us out. So be it. That trade worked beautifully. Came down really clean. Really nice move. And then we pulled back. But again, we were secure. We took partials on that. I think the maximum it ran down, which I'll put it back and I'll show you. I think it was like 1 to 10. Yeah, 1 to 10.5. So 1 to 10 was there. 1 to 5 was here. So yeah, it had potential to run down. Didn't get there. This is what I always say. when you have a trade that delivers something that you can actually use, this is why you have to have those points where you're going to partial out. Because you know that by probability, the further you get into this movement, the less likely it becomes that it's going to run to the extreme point you want it to trade to. And this is why partialing is relatively important, or not even partialing. Let me rephrase that. Not partialing, but understanding the probability of your full extension, and how price itself is not going to always give that. Pulled out my phone, drew a line, entered a short, 500 euros, closed it, job done. Nice. Pray for him, or tell your dude, jump in with us. Jump in with us. Get him to learn the right way. Get him to learn the right way, and then he won't be so heartbroken because he'll learn the reality pretty quickly. Just down here, arrest warrant. There we go. Okay, so remember yesterday we were talking about these lows being taken out? We took out all of the lows except for the extreme. It's the only one that's left. The only one that's left there, so pretty clear what direction price is running in. We've got a nice downwards move here. We now have another liquid high that's been placed. So if we retrieve the liquid from here, there's potential for another short move. I believe we have some news this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. Sent in the playlist. Appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it. Done trading for the year. Taking a month off. Beautiful. Beautiful. To be honest, I'm still trading, just really like small risk, as well as I'm really focused in on the, what's it called, indicator and automation. By the way, how much Nisab need in track records to hire me? They use an algorithm. They're all algorithm, so they don't actually have any direct trade. The only time they directly trade is if they're intervening with drawdown, which isn't very often, to be honest. The bot can wiggle its way out of most situations. Yeah, the bot's generally pretty good at finding a way out. So Euro GBP, we don't have any lows in play. We do have this low in play if this candle forms. We'll see. Doing kitty cat. All good, man. It's all good. When they open up the office in the UK, though, definitely going to be looking at a few different things. So we're bearish again on GJ. We just want highs to be ran, but we haven't ran any highs. Gold, we're looking for a sell-off from this liquid high here. We're getting so close to it. So I think from here, you see potential for big sells. Some real potential there. Unless we've opened up a gap to the upside, which we have. So that's completely wrong. We're looking for price to come down and then highs. But this is what the beauty of this system. Run into here, pull back to a point where we can actually buy it from. Continue the up move, as long as it doesn't open up a gap in here. So super clean. Potential there is really high. What you doing, kitty cat? Don't be naughty. Okay, so I'm not bearish gold. I think it will range till next year or till year end accumulation sweep, then crash rally back in March. Yeah, I mean, where it sits at the moment, I think as well is one of those things where the pressure to go short on this is probably very intense because there's a lot of people trying to sell off, before we reach this high, before we get back into the all-time high areas. I'm more of a reach an area that would be ideal for sell and then see price come back down into an area that we can actually look to buy from. This is unless we visit, or unless we don't visit the high above, which would be the daily high. Otherwise, it has potential to run up. Let me see. So it's almost highlighting daily highs here. The indicator's on. We have the indicator on. See how many different variations we have. But it's running. It's running. We got some real interesting stuff moving forwards. Also 3,012 subscribers now, so keep it growing, guys. I appreciate the love. Accumulate swaps, bank, don't make money, only in trend. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the thing with it as well is the banks make all their money in commissions. That's the fucked up thing. So that in itself, is a crazy concept because they don't actually have to do anything. They just have to move money. Cramp in my foot, which is never good. Remember in yesterday's live stream, we walked you guys through the setup that we sold NAS 100 from here. and we explained all of the principles that were at play. So if you want to go back and watch that, then you can find that in the library within the Pip Surfing Society live stream section. Honestly, markets are really, in my opinion, anyway, always just my opinion, really just quiet today. They're not really showing anything crazy. You know, I've not seen a huge amount of setups available. Of course, lower time frame, there's always entries, but I'm not trading lower time frame, so it always comes back to that same principle. What are you seeing on your time frame? What is relevant for you? All good, brother. Mind how you go. Thank Hudson, yeah. God bless you as well, my friend. Have a good one. I'll see you in tomorrow's live stream. Yeah, pretty rangy market right now. Even the cryptocurrencies, we go over to the cryptocurrencies. You'll see that they're starting to fall back a little bit. You know, they're beginning to be sluggish. Like XRP, look at the way it's accumulating liquid within the lows and it's accumulating within the highs. It took that high, immediately started pushing back down. You go to the 15-minute. That was a trade that my partner took yesterday. The 15-minute, we don't actually have a new point to sell from, so that wouldn't be valid right there. But yeah, they're all just sort of consolidating within this ranging area. You know, they're working really range bound. And again, this doesn't mean, I'm not saying that it's not running well. Like, but if you look at what price action's done from like yesterday evening up until now, it's pretty much at the same price. Hasn't really changed. Bitcoin's a bit different. Bitcoin's actually put in a new high since then. So Bitcoin, not so much. You know, you'll be able to buy that quite easily. But we're getting towards that 100k mark, aren't we? So expect some pivotal movements. You always get the same thing. When you see those pivotal movements, it's that big major points of liquid. And 100k is going to be a big one. 100k is going to be a big one. So real quiet one today. So US dollar chef, we've got a long bias on this. We've been long up until here. Actually, no, sorry, we've got bearish bias based off of this gap opening up. So these highs give you your selection where you could possibly sell from. And you can see there's a high volume cluster of lows in here. So again, you can use the same principle to work forwards and be able to anticipate that sell side move, giving yourself targets that are already set out in the market. This is what I said before. This is the beauty of the system that we use. Is the worst case scenario is your bias is incorrect and you don't get a trade. Best case scenario is you get a trade but it only runs partially. This is if it's a bad decision, for example. Well, actually, no. Worst case scenario is you take a loss. Best case scenario is you take the trade and it runs into profit and goes to TP. But our bias is sell because of the gap that's here. If we form another gap coming up into these highs, then it will change our bias back to bullish, which is fine. Then we'll look at these as targets rather than looking at them as points to sell from. Rightio. Let's see. We've got going on here. Clear sweep of both sides of the market there on this. Euro AUD running in our bias direction, which was down. Yeah, move to the downside. Pull these in. Back to the 4-hour chart. You see we had one small sweep here, which we were actually looking at yesterday, and price barely came up and tagged it, and then you'll see that in here it actually swiped it out. It didn't give an entry until there, which didn't pull back to us, unfortunately. So I'll highlight it for you. The entry points were here. We are working on this indicator, guys. It is a work in progress. So yeah, that's the point it swept. And then it only gave the sell move there. Remember, it's all about the money in, money out concept. You can see the way that these are at the highs and lows of each point. And again, they don't reprint. They're not printed afterwards. They're only printed if you see a new money in, money out principle form. A pretty solid sell-off at the moment. Targets are down here. We obviously spoke about this earlier. Expecting it to keep selling. Same as GU. Just expected to keep selling. We got our target there. And the only entry for us on the 15-minute time frame was up here and didn't trigger in. But the move's there. The move and the direction is correct. So our perception of it coming down into these lows from this point was correct. Exactly the same as it running here and coming down into the lows was correct. So the bias is working exactly as it should. Fortunately for us, the entry wasn't given. Again, we're working on one time frame. So where one time frame doesn't give an entry, another time frame will. And as Akram in the Discord's been showing, the system works on every single time frame, so you can use whatever time frame you want. Yeah, keep it selling into those lows there. Again, US dollar really clean, comes back. Now it's starting to sell down through those lows. And target lows are there. And we've been calling this bearish for weeks. You can go back 2 weeks ago and look at the live stream. We've been calling bearish, bearish, bearish the whole time. So at any point up until now, unless you sold here, at any point you would have a position in profit. Let's see. So I've got an alert here for XRP because this is making a bearish gap. That's what I was saying earlier on XRP, that daily 4 hour. It ran the high, then it's coming back down. So I'm expecting it to sort of grab at these lows here if it wants to come down to then push back up again. So remember, you can learn all of these concepts without me having to explain it to you by just following the Keep It Simple series. Relatively easy, you know, it's pretty beginner friendly in terms of most systems. Here GBP relatively poor, not showing us a huge amount going on. Remember, if you have taken any value from any of the streams up until now, then hit that like button. Rightio. I'm thinking, guys, we might just wrap up for today, to be honest. It's really late on in the day. We've got targets set for the lows, so we know that pricing should come down. It has consistently up until now, so there's no reason for that to change. Everyone in the Discord has already given their ideas for what they're thinking price is going to do. I know what I'm looking at. If we're just going to see price expanding down into those areas, I don't think it's going to deliver any entries for us. Remember, we have to have price in a pullback phase for us to be able to actually take an entry. So if we're not seeing a pullback phase and we're in an expansive phase, that's when you know that, okay, this train's already left. Too late for that, that's fine. Euro crossing a line, that's going to be the lows, yeah, right there. Then we've got another target low, last one. Remember, we teach you how to have the same biasing during the Keep It Simple series. It's super simple, hence why it's called Keep It Simple. NAS 100 starting to line back in for a bullish move here. Remember, our bias is bearish, even though we did have very short-term push. Remember, we're following direct order flow, not order flow of what we saw last month or last year. So Sometimes you will have periods where pricing doesn't align with the setups you want to take, which is fine. You just don't take the setups because they're not there. Just sell, 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 and sell, 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 sell. Keep schmell. Schmell it, schmell it, schmell it. Boring. Ay, ay, ay. Is everyone good? Hope you are. Right, I think we're going to wrap it up, guys, to be honest. I think we're going to come back tomorrow fresh, early on, catch some high volume for the early session. Hopefully, we'll have the indicator a bit more coded by then as well. So, yeah, I appreciate everyone for joining me. It's only been a short one, so apologies for anyone that has turned up late or maybe didn't get, the context and an education that you normally get from me. But again, that's just I can only teach what I can show you. There's no point in hindsighting a ton of stuff and going over the same things. Keep It Simple series is there. You can watch that and learn the system. If there's a trade to be taken, we'll of course talk about it. But right now, there isn't a trade to take. Not for me anyway. If you apply the rule set to a different time frame, then you're probably going to see an entry. But right now, I'm not seeing a huge amount that I'm willing to get involved with. So yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Keep up to date with all of the upcoming stuff by joining the EA shortlist. And if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. All of the good links are down in the description below. And I appreciate everyone that has joined me. And I'll see everybody tomorrow in the early session. Peace and love, guys. See you all soon.